So, not too long ago, I started to stream. I've been enjoying it, but the reason was more for fun. When I started to stream, I got contacted by various artists. It has made me just want to make this video. I think it needs to be said, certainly for someone that's new to the space. Some of the artists have been very good, and realistically, when they reached out, it was them wanting business. It wasn't like I reached out to them. I'm quite happy just doing my thing and leaving it at that. If I want to then make stuff, I can make stuff for free, and that's fantastic. But I do have some feedback that I just think anyone, because it's consistent across the board, in terms of some of the issues, it's very highly consistent with the ones I've spoken to. And so I'm just giving some feedback on that. So there's 5 points that I want to discuss. First is creativity. So there are cool designs, and there is no doubt that the artists that contacted me have done some really badass looking designs. Absolutely. But they all seem to be pretty much in the same ballpark. No matter how I look at it, there is a shape, and then within the shape is a person, pretty dead center, and under that, the name. Now, the thing is like, with art, yeah, of course, like, skill's a big factor in it, but skill can be mimicked, right? And this is kind of my first warning, really, is if you're an artist and you're trying to get someone's attention, don't just keep giving me or anyone things that are just formulaic. Even for the backgrounds, it's like there's a desk there, chairs here, there's a TV in the corner, and like there's a corner there, and that's your room, right? This is it. It's very formulaic across the board. If you're going to make something formulaic, AI is going to beat you out eventually. Creativity is the bit that at the minute AI will struggle with. So it is very important to try and express your creativity, your artists. That should be your strength, not weakness. So a lot of them came and they were very skilled, very formulaic. I didn't like the formula. I wanted something. If I'm going to pay for something, bear in mind I wasn't planning to pay for anything prior to this. So I would be pretty much supporting an artist. I want them to give me something new. So what I did is I then was like, well, what am I wanting? I made some basic ideas myself, and are they brilliant? No, but they don't need to be. Not for what I'm doing, not for the size that I am. So I've now done a concept at this point, and it's not necessarily the best looking. It doesn't follow the formula though, and it feels more akin to who I am, what I represent, the person I am. And often what a lot of them would say is, oh, this gives me an idea, I can make it better. Okay, better how? Express to me how you're going to make it better. If you're just going to take my image and you're just going to improve on it, again, AI can do that. I've done that. I've done the basics of it. How are you going to do that? And if you can't communicate that, then how do I know that I've even got the right person? Where is your creative mind telling you to go, and how can you express that? Because ultimately, I'm a zero audience creator right now. I can do with bad art that I've made for free. You're asking me to pay you money to maybe slightly improve it, which may also take away from it, because you're going to try and do it in your style, and you're going to try and do it in a style that you think's good, but that might give people the wrong message. Which brings me on to my second key point. 2. Know your audience. As I've said a few times, I'm not badass, I'm not cool, I never have been. I don't want to give that impression, not good at games, I'm not going to play the cool games, I'm not going to be good if I do play any games I consider cool at the time. The fact that I'm saying cool tells you how lame I am. I am a loser and I'm happy with that, right? So I don't want a logo that's going to give people a false impression, right? I want them to know they're going to watch Loser, right? Hence, I mean, the name's a nobody, noob, nobody. That's kind of the idea. And if I'm uninteresting, doesn't matter what my art looks like, it's not going to grow my channel. I might get a few extra clicks, but if I'm not interesting, that's done. So, like, how do you even know I'm interesting? How do you know that your art works for me as thematically? Because if it doesn't, then it's just a mismatch, and that's worse. So know your market. Who am I? Like, what values do I hold? What am I interested in? Actually know, like, get to know that side of it first. I mean, I've given people literal concept art to build from, and I've got nothing. Which kind of is starting to get into point 3, which is engagement. You can't really know your market if you don't really engage with it. There's a group of them, and there's one person who's been to 3 streams. They don't stay long, and they don't really say much other than, chasing me up pretty much. But, the point is they're there, and it does help build that rapport. It gives them an idea that they actually have a bit more of an idea of who I am. And again, I don't think, to be very clear, I don't think anyone's really engaged. I don't really think anyone knows anything about me. I don't think they really care. For the most part, and I'm going to be paying you basically wanted me to pay you money to make art, and you can't even stop by a stream. You can't watch a YouTube video, you can't like a YouTube video, you can't like a post I put on X, you can't follow me on TikTok and watch those. How are you going to sell me what I would be interested in? You don't know anything about me. You're not promoting, you're not creating an expectation, you're not interacting, you're not doing anything. So saying that, this will help me grow how will it? Things that'll help me grow is people knowing about me for a start. And that's not even 100%. If I'm interesting, I'm screwed no matter what I do, it doesn't matter what artwork I've got. So from my point of view, it's just purely a purchase. Can't see the creativity, you're not knowing your market. I know my own market. I could tell the AI exactly what I wanted, and they could replicate some of that. Maybe not with the creativity, but if you're not going to be creative anyway, I can tell them exactly what I want. I then know my market. And from an engagement, AI is going to be as engaged as you are. If you're not going to follow anything, if you're not going to do anything, engage with the person, not just deal with them. You're not trying to make a deal with me because I've not approached you. I'm trying to make a deal with you now, to be fair. And if you do engage, it does help secure a feeling of interest and engagement there. I'm a very guilty person. You don't have to do much to make me think, need to get involved with them, need to help them, need to support them. Genuinely, it does not take much. If you just engaged with stuff, that feeling would be there even stronger. And it would for generally most people. If you engage with them, if they make them feel like they owe you something, there's a duty to repay a favour, of course that makes it go further. The next point, pricing. If you're going to contact someone and your answer when they ask about the price is what's your budget, just get lost. Go away, find your prices and come back. Don't tell me to find it for you. If you don't know your worth as an artist, then don't ask for money. My budget is irrelevant, because if your worth is higher than my budget and the minimum product that you're going to offer me is higher than my budget, then obviously I can't afford it. It's not my job to tell you what your price is. How can I tell you that? I'm not doing the art. I'm not putting the hours in. I don't know what your tools are. If you're asking for my budget and what you think I can afford, what if I said nothing? Obviously you're not going to go for that. That's not fair. Now, luckily, I am a fair person, but no, it's not a good look. One person gave a very clear pricing policy, very flexible, very good. That was fantastic. Best one in terms of pricing that I've seen. Very clear, very direct, fantastic. But if you don't know your price as an artist, go find it out, and find it out now. Don't contact anyone, go sort your pricing out first. What is your pricing? What is your value? If I went to AI, I would know my pricing. I would know that it's going to cost credits, and I would know how much those credits are, and I would be able to make that purchase. And then I can tell the AI what the creativity is that I want, like what do I want it to create. It can take a formulaic approach, produce that for me based on what I've told it, therefore knowing the market, and then the engagement for that, well, it doesn't owe me anything, it can't do anything. So literally these four points, like if you don't do them, AI is better. You've not helped yourself. Sort it out, and do not approach anyone without it sorted. Which brings me to the last point, patience. I have had someone on 2 occasions say hello with 2 question marks. Now, I get that it can be a bit annoying waiting on stuff, and stuff can be forgotten about. I will forget stuff. I will forget to contact people. I do. I always have. I'm a horrible friend because of that. Like, I just don't do stuff like I would like to do. If you're going to remind me. I'm never going to take offence to it because I know what I'm like. But don't give me hello with 2 question marks. Then I've given an answer and I am working, but I have to budget that money, and I'm obviously not making any money. I'm a zero content developer. So what money are you expecting to get out of me? So for context, if anyone needs the pricing, since I now know it, that pricing could range from $20 to hundreds of dollars, right? Depends on what you're wanting. It depends on how good the person is. Realistically, looking at the Twitch banners and Twitch screens, looking at the logos, tends to be about $100 that people are going for. So, I mean, there was one person, this is kind of going back up to pricing, but I had a conversation and they inadvertently actually insulted me. They'd forgot we'd had a conversation, and then I was like, oh, this conversation, and then I scrolled up and saw it, and I was like, oh, you paid someone $100 for this. Now, had they just read the message, it was concept art, and I'm pretty sure I said that. And it was my concept art, so thanks for that, yes. And no, I didn't pay $100 for that. I know it's not like $100 worth for a start. It will pass for a zero audience though. But you basically just said you're right shit to my face. Purely because you don't know your own pricing, and you then chasing me up about it. I've said no to a few people, or not even no, just I need some time, I need to budget, I need to think about it, I need to consider it. There's other people, there's other artists I need to consider. Accept a no, or accept a delay, mark it in your calendar. And if you're unhappy with the delays, if they're taking too long, then you terminate it. That you've come to me in this case. You terminate it. You've got the power in doing that. If you don't want to wait to the end of the month, and you're not sure if you're just going to be waiting a month, and then I'm not going to do anything, fine. I'm not going to blame you for fucking off, but fuck off. I mean, that's basically it. Those are the 5 points, rather. That I have to say, if you're an artist, these are things I would highly recommend to do, because in all of this, the reason AI will take over more artist roles is if they're not communicating well, if they're not showing the creative spark, if they're not understanding who they're working with, they're not engaging with who they're working with, and if they don't even know the prices, because all of those are barriers to a decision. If I don't know who I'm dealing with and what your creativity is like, or that creativity, if you just show me a picture and I look at that and I think, oh, I mean, that looks cool, but that's not really me. Well, immediately you're on the back foot. Yeah, so I just wanted to share this because it's frustrating, to say the least. It's tough competition out there, made worse with AI. It's very frustrating to know that there's people out there that aren't even doing the bare basics of what I would expect. That's all anyway. Cheers. Take care. Bye.